Hello, guys. So we're back in the Lee and Associates Los Angeles office. You might recognize our faces if you're coming back from the Jeff Gold video. But again, my name is Eddy, but I go by Eddy, and I have Jimmy next to me. You might not be recognizing this background, but we are still in the same room. It's just they just recently made this what it's gonna be a huge bookshelf that's gonna literally just be stacked with books. They were working on currently getting stacked. Right now, we currently have one book down. The Most Important Thing by Howard Marks, which was a book that Howard Marks himself actually sent to me when I was in high school. I've never gotten the chance to say thank you to Howard Marks for sending me that signed copy of his book, but that book's become a really big asset in my life, and I hope that you guys, if you're interested in books, go ahead and read that book, The Most Important Thing by Howard Marks. But again, Jimmy and I today, we're in our podcast room. There's still going to be a lot of changes that are going on. They're going to make like sort of cool design in the background over there. It's going to be like of LA. But again, just we want to do this video to give like a quick introduction about ourselves, since we kind of just threw the Jeff Gold podcast out there and we didn't even say who we are. We were just like, yo, we're here. But yeah, so now we want to kind of introduce ourselves. So I'm going to start it off, and then we'll pass it on to Jimmy. And we're going to have like sort of a discourse of conversations, and we hope you guys sort of stick along. But again, my name is Heriberto Gonzalez. I go by Eddy. We're currently at the Lee & Associates Los Angeles office. I'm from the city of Huntington Park, California. It's a city within LA County. Grew up Huntington Park my entire life. Went to elementary school, middle school, and high school in the city of Huntington Park. Just recently graduated from Linda Marquez High School, and then now I currently go to USC. I'm really interested in sort of pursuing an investment banking track. I don't really care if it's going to be a mega fund or a boutique fund, but just somewhere in the IB spectrum where I can break into the field. Right now we currently do commercial real estate, but that's sort of my own passion. And then now I'm going to pass it on to Jimmy just so he could give a little bit about his background and where he grew up in.
Yeah, hi, I'm Jimmy Wang, and I'm a upcoming senior this year. Um, I grew up around Chinatown, LA-ish, and then I was just moving around here and there in apartments, and recently I settled down in a house with my family. I go to Bravo Medical Magnet High School, and I'm looking to just get into the finance area, in fact, the finance industry. I'm trying to figure out like the different spots in it, trying to figure out what I like to do in general, and that's what leads me here as a data analysis for Lee & Associates with Eddy. And my goals in the future are really just to find something that's related to finance, because that's the real reason why I'm here, for finance. Now I'm gonna pass it back to Eddy now.
Yeah, well, Jimmy, we're supposed to talk about our goals later down the line, but so Jimmy and I have recorded this already. This is the second time. But I wanted to make like a little breakdown so we can go like chronologically, but it's fine. So now we're gonna step into sort of like the realm, and again, this is not scripted at all. We are not scripting our conversation. We just scripted like sort of the questions that we're gonna base our conversation on. But now we're going into what I study and sort of what is Jimmy's goal, because Jimmy is about to be a senior. He's about to go through the application process, the recruitment process for schools, but I'm already out of school. So again, I go to USC, Marshall School of Business. I study business admin with an emphasis in finance. I'm really interested in the IB route, any sort of spectrum in private equity, investment banking, sort of that capital management route. I haven't really decided if I want to cross paths between commercial real estate and investment banking, which I have a friend that I just recently met by the name of Andres, who does the exact same thing for CIM Group, and he's been really his sort of path and his journey is very similar to mine. It's been really convincing me, but we're still deciding. I'm barely gonna be a sophomore at USC, so I'm a rising sophomore right now at USC. I live on campus. I live at Troy Hall, in case anyone who watches this video also lives at Troy Hall or is gonna live at Troy Hall. I'm there, second floor. I go to USC, study finance, and really interested in the IB route or in the capital management route. What school do you?
So the school that I'm trying to get into is most likely gonna be like USC, but my dream school would be like Yale, Stanford, Princeton, or NYU if the financial aid is all right. But those are my current colleges that I want to get into. Right now I'm currently just studying like the regular like high school curriculum. There's not really like a base on mine. Even though it's a medical school related, I'm not really pursuing that pathway. I'm just there because that's the only school near me that accepted me. I'm gonna be honest with you. But yeah, I'm gonna pass it back to Eddie now.
Okay, so actually, Evan just walked past with our drone, and I don't think he saw us, but we'll probably go bother him in a little bit. But now we're gonna talk a little bit about how we got into this company, Lean Associates, how we sort of ended here. So a quick background on Lean Associates in case you guys don't know. So we're a corporation that runs from California all the way to New York. We have offices ranging from Cali to New York, and we do commercial real estate services. That's the entirety of our company. We do multifamily, office space, hotels, and mainly industrial spaces, but sort of anything that breaks into CRE. But how I got into the company specifically was through Youth Champions. So I was in an organization by the name of Youth Champions, which at the time when I joined it in high school, it was just more so an opportunity to, build up my resume. That's what I saw it as. But as I started getting involved in the organization, I realized how interesting it was. And sort of what Youth Champions teaches is it teaches adulthood. Like, I don't know how else to explain it, but that's really what it teaches, how to become an adult. Because, like, a lot of the times, like, we go to school and we don't learn the essence of, like, credit and adulting and bills and how all this works in life. And being introduced to that from my sophomore year of literally adulting and how to become an adult was a really like essential point. But how I got into the company relates to that because one of the funders or one of the people who funded the organization was an individual by the name of Jack Klein, who was the co-founder for the Lean Associates Commerce office, which now we're at the Lean Associates Los Angeles downtown office. And I met this individual by the name of Jack at a dinner that Youth Champions hosted, where they pulled out like the top 5 students. They pulled out me and a couple of other friends, and we had this dinner. And me and Jack really related because I've always been a very straightforward person when it comes to like conversations. Like, I just don't care. And I remember when I met Jack, the first thing that I told him, because we were asked to introduce ourselves, our interests, what school we were going to, and I introduced myself as Eddie, the guy who is going to go to USC, and I study business. And I said I like business because I like money. I know it sounds kind of corny, but that's just very straightforward. The reason why I'm in business and finance and I want to go the IB route is because, not like everyone knows that's where there's big money at. I'm not doing it just because, I myself am only solely interested in money, but I'm a very fond believer in the fact that money leads to other opportunities, and money will lead me to the opportunities that I really want to achieve in life, which, at some point I want to come back and help out other kids from very similar backgrounds of mine. I grew up with a single mother my entire life. From the age of 1, it was just me and my mom. And I've seen the financial struggles. I've experienced them, and I'm really blessed and grateful to be at USC on a ride because of, how hard I've worked. And, all of that is due to the fact that I think me and my mom did struggle, and, it kind of built up this character inside of me. And I think that that's the reason why I appreciate money so much. And whenever I meet people and, whenever I'm asked to introduce myself, I'm not the type to keep things, sort of very PC or PG. I just say what's on my mind. And that's what happened at that moment. I told him I liked money, and he offered me an internship my first summer at USC. And now we're here. I emailed him like a month and a half before the school ended, and I said, what's going on? Is there going to be an opportunity? Because if not, I was in the recruitment process with another company. I was actually going to be doing audit this summer with Chubb. But, I don't want to do audit. So I emailed Jack, and, they were going to open up this new office. And, now we're here. I'm here as a analyst, and I just got my license as a broker agent. And we've been doing a lot of showings and being involved in deals and stuff, which has been fun. But, that's how I got here.
Well, yeah, back to Eddy. Like, how I got here was in a similar way as him. Very, very similar. I joined Youth Champions, and it was to build up my resume. But for me, it was for another reason as well. I wanted to build up my communication skills to, talk to people. As you can see in, the Jeff Go video and this video, I'm very quiet. And I'm trying to, get into, the extroverted self of myself. I want to become, that type of person. I got into Lean Associates by the coordinator, Jackie, I think, in Youth Champions. I connected with her and reached out, and I said, hey, I'm really into business and finance. Do you guys know anyone that can help me out, get me an intern so that I could further my passion? And she reached me. I reached out to her, and she reached out to Jack Klein, which is the president right now of this office, and he told me to set up an interview with him where he asked me questions about myself and all that. So afterwards, the interview, he told me to meet with Eddy, and we had a separate Zoom call as well. And I think that's how I really like got into Lean Associates, because through the interview and through networking out to Jack, I was able to like just basically talk to everyone that was around the office space right here. And I think that's how I got into Lean Associates. Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, I remember that conversation with Jimmy after the interview with Jack. But I mean, now we're gonna move into what are our future goals personally. So I myself, again, I'm interested in investment banking, finance, that sort of route. That's what I want to break into. And at some point, once some bread has been stacked, come back and do philanthropy in my city, or not even my city, just necessarily, but across the U.S., wherever I can touch people that are in need. That's my end goal in life, is to make whatever money I can, and at the end of the day, just help my mother and my family out, and then give the rest away before I die.
So yeah, my goals is to do good in school for now, because I'm a high schooler right now. I haven't got that far like Eddy yet. I want to get into finance, of course. That's also been a really keen thing that I have been on since I was little. Also to like help out my family and help other kids around here, because like I myself, I'm Asian. I follow a really strict stereotype of my parents. They're like always telling me to become a doctor or a lawyer, or if I don't, then they're not gonna support me. But here I am. I'm not doing that. So hopefully for now they still support me with what I do, and of course to come back and help those people who are like similar situations as me, who didn't have access to these resources like youth champions. I really found out youth champions through like, it was in the back resources of my school. They had it linked on to the application, and I was like, hey, I have nothing to do. And I was like, you know what, I must start on something. And I think that people, or just individuals in general, are very restricted to certain resources, especially when it comes to like immigrant parents, children, and first generations kids. Yeah, that's about it. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, well, we'll cut that out. No, we won't. But I mean, I guess our future goals with this like YouTube stuff, again, like the launch of the Jeff Gold podcast was so random, because I mean, I don't know if you guys stuck around till the end, but that interview wasn't even supposed to go on that day. Like, I don't know when that interview was supposed to go on, but it was not supposed to be that day, because we didn't have this set up. Our wall isn't filled with books yet. We didn't have like our room fully done. We haven't soundproofed it. We only have one mic right now still working. We ordered one on Amazon, but I think it just got finessed, so we're gonna order another one. And yeah, we're gonna drill holes to a table, hide all our cables, and so we want to make it really cool. But we didn't want to pass up an interview opportunity with this guy, Jeff Gold. Jeff Gold sold his company, the 99-cent only stores, with his family funded company for $1.6 billion. So we didn't want to miss out that opportunity to sort of gain his knowledge and his expertise and be able to share it with you guys. So regardless of the fact that it might have looked a little messy, you guys were working on that. But I mean, yeah, that's why we're doing this video now, so you guys can get to know us too. But yeah, our future goals with like this YouTube thing is like, so obviously the YouTube is for the office, but we run it. We're the interns. I myself, I'm 18. Jimmy is 17. So we're really young. We're really interested in this space. It seems really fun. We want to see where it sort of goes to, and what sort of support we can get. If anyone wants to support us, we'd appreciate it. But we're here in the Lean Associates Los Angeles office, and the YouTube channel is for sort of the office team client itself. But we want to see how far it can grow to, and if we can continue doing this thing even while we're in school. Like if Jimmy ends up going to UCLA, which hopefully not, or something, and I keep going to USC, and then we can come back down to the office, conduct interviews, do all the editing, and we're still going to be doing financing for the team, which is still going to be fun. But we want to do this too, which now this is fun too. But yeah, that's sort of our kind of goals with this podcasting. We want to see what sort of support we can get. If anyone's down to support, we'd appreciate it. But yeah, I mean, our goals are essentially to grow. We want to be able to reach more people's phones and laptops, and so you guys can have an understanding of what we do and the people that we meet and who we interview. And see, we're gonna be we're gonna be interviewing some really interesting people, and I hope you guys stay along for the ride. Yeah, I mean, the next interview that we're trying to set up is probably with Jack. Jack is an amazing individual that I'd love people to sort of get a peek into this guy's mind. This guy wakes up every day at 4 a.m. um, goes straight to work out, comes straight across his apartment complex to his office, and clocks in from literally 4 a.m. to like 7 p.m. Phone calls with clients, deals, closing listings, closing escrows. Yeah, this guy does a lot, and his team manages like 1 million square feet weekly, monthly. So it'd be great to have sort of his expertise. But after that, we're gonna look into bringing another executive or another person that we have around the office or connection wise that I know or that Jimmy knows, and want to bring him down and question him too. Um, but yeah, I mean, in general, we're really excited to see where this goes to. We're excited to see if this is gonna get any views or not. But yeah, let's see what Jimmy has to wrap up.
Yeah, I think the real end goal for this channel is to become famous and become monetized because we're not monetized yet as well. Basically, just to like grow as a channel, see our viewer and our base grow as well, and really just for you guys to stick around and become informed with the people we interview and the stuff that we talk about. Because soon to come, we'll also be talking about market stuff, what's been going on around the world, and all that stuff. And it's gonna be really interesting, I think, for us and for you guys to watch us do it. Back to Eddie.
Later, guys.
Never mind.
See ya.
Not back.